Lawyers, what was the best gotcha moment you've ever experienced? I was just a junior attorney back then, basically the coffee guy who also happened to read case files. My firm was handling this messy divorce where the husband, Drew, claimed he was totally broke. This guy sat in court wearing torn jeans and a beat-up jacket, practically crying about how the pandemic destroyed his contracting business. No house, no savings, just him living paycheck to paycheck in some cheap apartment with his rescue dog. His wife, Maria, was fighting for her share of what she believed was still a profitable business. Drew kept insisting the company had folded completely a year ago. Bankruptcy paperwork, fake debt records, the whole show. During discovery, he produced these pathetic bank statements showing maybe $1,200 total. When we pressed him about his living situation, he got all emotional talking about his dog, Pepper. "I live alone with just my rescue dog," he said, wiping fake tears. "I walk her to the park every morning, make her food by hand because buying kibble is too expensive. She's all I got left after Maria destroyed my life." That one sentence about making dog food stuck in my head like a splinter. Something felt off about it. So that weekend, I decided to do some investigating. I drove to the address Drew had listed as his residence and parked across the street. For 2 mornings straight, I sat there with coffee and donuts, watching. Monday morning, 7:30 sharp, Drew walks out of this gated luxury condo building. Not some rundown apartment like he claimed. He's wearing designer workout clothes, holding a Starbucks cup, and walking this gorgeous golden retriever with a rhinestone collar that probably cost more than my car payment. Pepper wasn't some scraggly rescue mutt. This was a show dog with a leash more expensive than my laptop bag. I took photos with my phone, time-stamped everything. Then I went home and pulled property records on that building. The condo was registered under a trust, but the trust name matched a company Drew had supposedly shut down on paper last year. The same company Maria was suing over. I dug deeper, found out this dead company was still paying the mortgage through the trust. The bank statements he showed us were from a different account entirely. This guy had hidden assets worth probably $500,000, maybe more. Back in court the following week, Drew doubled down on his sob story, claimed Maria just wanted revenge, that he was sleeping on friends' couches, barely scraping by. His lawyer painted him as this poor victim who lost everything. When it was our turn, I stood up real calm and quiet. The judge looked at me like I was some kid who didn't know what he was doing. "Mr. Drew, can you confirm your dog's name is Pepper?" He blinked, confused. Yeah, what does that have to do with anything? And you mentioned making her food by hand because you can't afford kibble?" "Yes, because I'm broke. I already explained this." I turned to the judge. "Your Honor, permission to submit photographic evidence." I handed over the time-stamped photos showing Drew walking out of the luxury condo, entering the private garage, driving off in a BMW that never appeared in any of his financial disclosures. All vehicles and properties that had been completely scrubbed from discovery. The judge's face went stone cold. Drew's lawyer looked like he wanted to crawl under the table, but I wasn't done yet. I brought up the property records, showed the paper trail from the supposedly closed business account flowing directly into the trust fund that was paying for his luxury lifestyle. The same business Drew had sworn under oath was completely dead and buried. Drew tried to interrupt, claiming I was harassing him, but his voice was shaking. The judge told him to sit down and shut up. Then I pulled out the bank records from the real accounts. Not the fake ones he'd shown us, but the ones I'd tracked through the trust. Monthly deposits, investment accounts, even a vacation home in Colorado he'd bought 6 months after claiming bankruptcy. Drew's lawyer was frantically whispering to him, probably telling him to stop talking, but Drew kept digging himself deeper. He claimed the photos were doctored, that someone was setting him up, that this was all just coincidence. The judge had heard enough. She didn't just rule in favor of Maria. She ordered a full forensic audit of all Drew's finances and recommended perjury charges to the district attorney. Drew lost everything. His hidden assets, his condo, his cars. Even Pepper ended up going to Maria since she'd originally been their family dog before the separation. Last I heard, he's actually living in that cheap apartment now. Except this time it's court-ordered and he's paying alimony. All because he couldn't resist bragging about making homemade dog food.